The Business Report brought to you with the compliments of CIBC First Caribbean. Banking that fits your life.
In the face of recent upgrades from international rating agencies, Prime Minister Mia Motley says the government will not rest until the island is completely out of the economic situation it inherited from the previous administration. Ms. Motley says the upgrades come as discussions continue on the restructuring of the island's foreign debt and proves that Barbados is moving in the right direction once again. The Prime Minister says Barbadians must stay the course. She was speaking at a recent town hall meeting with Barbadians living in St. Lucia.
We have no doubt that we can make the journey. And I tell Barbadians all the time, we got this. But by the same token, I am sanguine enough and sensible enough to know that 2-3 days of antibiotics does not mean that the underlying symptom is cured. And that even though you start to feel a little better, and even if you have a little more pep in your step, you would be foolish to believe that you can stop the course of antibiotics before the course has truly ensured that the underlying symptoms are over.
Officials with Resolution Life Assurance, or ResLife, have sought to clarify a situation where a small number of policyholders received a letter in error that suggested they would be receiving cash instead of bonds. While ResLife also issued a second letter last week pointing out the error, some people still showed up at the Worthing office today expecting to get cash in cases where they were supposed to receive bonds only. Chief Executive Officer of ResLife, Charles Senhouse, explained what happened.
It would have impacted policyholders in all categories. So persons were able to surrender any type of policy that they owned. So the group of persons who would have surrendered policies, we would have had an error with that data. Immediately as we recognized it, we would have sought to send out revised communication so that those persons were aware of the change before they came into us. So persons would have originally been told they would receive a check via the communication, and we would have had to revise that to indicate that they would receive a bond. Now, in saying that, I want to go back to our town hall meetings, and just for the sake of clarity, to remind persons that during that process, we indeed communicated that all surrenders would be paid by a bond. So, in fact, quite a few of the policyholders were not surprised when they received the revised communication, because they knew already that those payments were supposed to be done in that fashion.
The ResLife CEO says approximately 2,500 people out of the 18,000 unique policyholders would have been affected by the letter that was sent in error. Time now to take a look at how stocks traded on selected exchanges across our region.
First up, Jamaica, where Wigton Wind Farm Limited ordinary shares was the volume leader with 18,692,928 units at 87 cents each. They were followed by JMMB Group Limited 7.50% and Scotia Group Jamaica Limited. In Trinidad and Tobago, Ansa McKay Limited was the volume leader with 44,355 shares changing hands for a value of $2,447,508.90. They were followed by Guardian Holdings Limited and JMMB Group Limited. And right here in Barbados, Goddard Enterprises Limited was the volume leader, trading 42,361 shares at $3.26 each. They were followed by Epic Caribbean Property Fund SCC Value Fund and the Insurance Corporation of Barbados Limited.
When you've thought for a while about owning a new vehicle, there comes a time to take the next step. That's the time to apply for a car loan from CIBC First Caribbean. With low down payments and repayment plans to suit your budget, our car loans adjust to your needs, just like your car does. You want banking that fits your life.
CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
More women than ever before are making up a part of Gaza's workforce. Unemployment is at record levels, and women are setting up their own businesses to raise money for their families.
who remind you that you are better with us.
Minding your business is all about what's sweet and what's savory with Flavor Gourmet at Welch's.
Antonio Sweeney is the owner of Flavor Gourmet, a mobile restaurant that has now become a popular site at the Walk Complex in Welch's, St. Thomas. And he says one of the major reasons the business was started in September 2017 was to bring something different to the market. And he also says when they started, they had just one gelato machine.
We used to go about private events, birthday, household parties to cater for people. Then we realized that obviously based on the nature of how we prepare our ice cream is different and word got around and we begin to spread in our wings a little bit more.
Now Antonio adds that a bigger opportunity came when they got an invitation to operate at the Atlantis Submarines headquarters. He says that was the real launching pad and what opened the door for the opportunity to set up the mobile restaurant at the Walk. And he says while they've been able to expand their product offerings since then, gelato was their signature product at the time. Even now, they prepare it specially, unlike how gelato is traditionally made, since they use a cold plate.
A lot of people really don't know, but there's a big difference. Gelato is made with 100% whole milk versus ice cream, which is only made with cream. The kind of gelato we carry is a premium gelato directly from out of Italy. It is also halal based according to their religious rites. Also, if you're Jewish, the halal that we have is also prepared in that way also too for those customers. It's made with 100% whole milk, doesn't contain any eggs, and you get a smoother, richer, creamier, silkier taste for your money.
Antonio also talked about some of the other products that they have added to the menu over time.
We always had a long roadmap, and we still do have a very long roadmap ahead, but the idea behind the business, we know it's going to be small, niche. It's always going to be gelato, crepes, and waffles. We added twisted fries the last couple of months to the dish. Those have been very nice. If you didn't know, that's actually a Korean street food dish. This right here, our twisted fry. We season it with some Parmesan cheese, a little bit of cilantro, some pink Himalaya salt, some cayenne pepper, and give it that nice little element gourmet touch.
And he adds that ultimately, they go for a sweet and savory flavor as their specialty.
So you have your sweet crepes, which we prepare freshly on a high commercial crepe stove. With that being said, you can have it served with passion fruit jam spread, hazelnut Nutella, which is popular. So you have some people who like a plain crepe. You have some people who go for our more popular crepes, which will contain blueberries, kiwi fruit, strawberry, a little bit of Nutella, some granola crunch, and then we hit it off with some cinnamon sugar and some whipped cream to the top. So that's the sweet part of it. Then your savory, we have smoked salmon, which is very popular. So you have some very nice seasoned smoked salmon flavors. It comes in a crepe. Customers have a choice of melted mozzarella, feta cheese, or Philadelphia cream cheese.
Now with so much talk about food, all of a sudden I decided this was probably as good a day as any to go on a mini strike and not to mess with the creative process. You know, just to watch and test the food. After all, it's all about the food.
There are a few other products that we are going to add on the menu. We have it in the pipeline. Don't want to say what they are for obvious reasons. To the customers that come and support us, tremendously thankful to them.
Now if you'd like to get in contact with Antonio and the team at Flavor Gourmet, just give them a call at 238-2749. Check out their Instagram and Facebook pages, email at flavorgourmet@outlook.com, or just visit their mobile restaurant at The Walk in Welch's.
So a bit of a twist this week on Minding Your Business. No hard work for me. These twisted fries are helping to make things good thanks to Flavor Gourmet at Welch's. Do have a good night.
Minding your business. With the kind compliments of the Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union Limited, who remind you that you are better with us.